Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to try to show you a very quick and simple way to get driving test center routes actually right onto your car without too much effort. You will need a few things to do this. So I have got a TomTom MyDrive account. TomTom is the SAT system mostly used by the examiners and test centers, where your pupils may be asked to do independent drive and so on. So I thought that was a good place to start. For this to work, you will typically need also the TomTom Go or similar Go navigation app on your phone. So you'll need to download the TomTom system onto your phone or mobile device. And you'll get a 30-day trial, but there is a fee for using this, and you'll need to pay that fee in the long run. The fee is something like about £1.99 a month, or about £12 or so for a year. So that is not a bad deal at all. 12 odd quid for the year to get this working seemed like a fairly decent or fair price for me. Once you have created a TomTom account and you can go to TomTom MyDrive on your computer, it is probably easier to do this on a full-size screen on a computer than it is to do it directly on the phone, but you may be able to get it to work that way. Okay, so I have a TomTom MyDrive account which I'm logged into, and I have the TomTom Go app on my phone, which then also syncs with the MyDrive part. In TomTom MyDrive, you can create your own routes. You can also import routes from other people using GPX satellite navigation files. So this is super helpful, I've found anyway, for plotting other routes for specific, perhaps lesson topics and stuff. You can go into TomTom and you can plot the route directly yourself physically on the map by clicking on the points that you want to drive around. Download the map to your phone and then effectively follow the map while you're giving instructions to your pupil. So to get the test center routes in, one of the best sites I've found around, there are other sites that will sell you various test route maps. There are quite a few that list the test routes, either just blow by blow street names or maybe even with long lat information. But to then use those, you'll have to plot those routes yourself onto something like TomTom MyDrive or similar. However, what I have found is over here, I have got plotterroute.com mapping service. Don't know much about it, to be honest. I don't have anything to do with it. I've just found that it's a useful service that works. The upside of Plotter Route is that we can download a GPX sat navigation file for a pre-made route, which other people have made and uploaded into Plotter Route. And then we can download that file and add it to TomTom MyDrive and have that route readily available for use in the car. To use this in the car, guys, you will need to, like I say, set up the TomTom MyDrive system, download the app to your phone, and your car will need to have something like Apple CarPlay or Android, the Android equivalent of CarPlay on your phone, and you'll probably need to connect your phone hardwired. You generally can't do this with a standard Bluetooth connection, but that depends a bit more on the car and maybe on the specific phone. So what we've got to do next is I'm going to go and find a Reading test centre route. So I live in Reading in Berkshire. My local test centre is Reading. I want to find some driving test routes for the Reading area and add them to the TomTom system. So I've gone to plotterroute.com. I'm going to click on the plotter route button up here. There are a couple of options here, and I have found it's a little bit kind of odd. In some routes, what I want to do works, and in other navigational routes it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do here is I could quite happily either start with search, replace, or show a local map. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to show a local map. It's trying to locate me, but I've got a blocker on here that says you're not allowed to, so that's why it's throwing an error. So anyway, I'm not too bothered. I'm going to click OK, come away from that. Okay, so the easiest way I've found on this site to find relevant test routes is if I go to the main navigation along the top, I've found routes, and underneath routes there's an option for find a route. You can search them here, but the filtering for the routes doesn't seem to come up if you just launch the global map this way. So I'm going to go to routes and find a route, and then I get this option and it says okay, search nearby. And again, it'll want my location to do that, and if I give it permission, it might help, might just do the job automatically, or I can search another place. So I'm going to click on search another place. Then you can see these search filters open up down the left hand side here, and I've got the search box up on the map. Looks pretty similar, but the main thing is I get these search filters coming in. Okay, I'm going to search the map. the easiest way to do this, to find your local test routes, is you'll need to go and look up what is the street that the test route is on. So I found that for myself. So in Reading, the Reading test route is on Elgar Road in Reading. So if I stick in Elgar Road into the search, I can find it here. Look, Elgar Road, Reading, England. I'm going to click on Elgar Road. Okay, it finds Elgar Road on the map, which is located here. But now on the filters down the left-hand side, you can see I get a whole load of driving test options. Driving test routes 1, driving test 1, 1, 2, 3. So I think these are these different naming conventions. These are where these test route maps have been made, possibly by other instructors or pupils, where they've plotted the maps themselves. Okay, but I've had a quick look at them. I think they're pretty legitimate. I know the area quite well anyway, so I think these routes are fairly kind of reasonable, I think. Okay, so for example, if I go and click on one of these, so I could go and say, okay, here's driving test route 2. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see here it plots the route for that driving test route on the map. Okay, depending on your test area, there may be multiple routes, maybe not. Okay, what I want to do from here is I want to download this route and then upload that into my TomTom My Drive. So on this screen, that's a bit of a mystery. You're sort of looking around going, well, how do I download this? What do I do to get from here to the download? So along the top of the screen up here, you'll see this yellow bar. It says I'm in preview only. I can bookmark for later. Some features require an account, but the one that I need doesn't. So it says here, there's a little button that says select this route. So I'm just previewing the route. So if I go and select the route, then it pulls the route into this new mapping window, and you can see the route running. So it's going to play the route and pick up all the relevant kind of GPS points. And kind of off it goes. So there we are. So that's how that works. But then very super helpful, if I kind of roll down the screen down here, you'll see it gives you a bit of information about the route, tells you the elevation changes, how far the route is, 8.5 miles of your life to pass your driving test. But down here there's a download function, and you can see this route can be downloaded in the following formats. So I suppose if you did want to use something other than TomTom, you'll need to know what that format is. You could just have a PDF file, download that and print that out if you fancy doing it that way, I suppose. But I'm going to use the GPX file. So the TomTom My Drive uses a GPX file. So I'm going to click on the GPX file, download. It says, what do you want? This is it. This is the name. You could rename it if you want. What do you want, track or route? So I've chosen track. Okay, and I can go ahead and download this route. And then all I've really done is I'm going to go into my downloads. I'm going to shove that test route into the downloads. Okay, go ahead and save that, and I'm done. Okay, hopefully on this screen on the right hand side, once you've found one of the test routes, you might find over here under nearby routes, look, there's all the other routes, driving test route 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so and more routes nearby. Okay, so you can use these features to find other relevant test routes in your test center. Okay, once you've downloaded this or the other test route files, to get these to work in your car, I'm going to go to the TomTom My Drive system. So here I am on My Drive. Okay, again, I've just logged in as myself, gone into My Drive. And on the navigation system here, obviously I can search just as if I was using it for sat navigation. But down here, you'll find My Routes. Okay, and underneath My Routes at the bottom, you'll find down here, look, import a GPX file. So I'm going to do import GPX file, select the file. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here, driving test route 1, which I haven't added yet. Okay, so that's the downloaded driving test route file that I downloaded from Plotter Route. So I'm going to grab that file and press open, and in it comes. Here it is at the top, and if I click on driving test route 1, there we have the driving test route plotted inside the TomTom My Drive system. And for this to then work inside the car, I'm going to sync this with my other devices. And again, I could push it onto the community, which means basically other people in the TomTom community might be able to find it. So it would kind of work that way. And if you want to, you could rename this route. So there's a little pencil up here, so you could click on that and you could rename the route, tag it or whatever, if you kind of wanted to do whatever you like with it. So name it yourself. Okay, you can also edit the route itself here on the edit route functions if you want to. And that is it, about done. When you go to the app on your phone, sync up the app, you'll find the test route that you just added will be available in the app. Plug it into the car, pull up the TomTom Go navigation system on the CarPlay system in the car, and then this route will be sat loaded inside that on the nav screen, and you can then either give the instructions or follow the route yourself if you're doing an independent drive. I hope that would be helpful for some of you guys. Seemed to be the easiest way I found to do this. For now, take care, happy driving, drive safe, see you next time.